Hi folks, John Cordisco here. Another game from the European Individual Chess Championship 2015 being played in Jerusalem. It's round 9. Let's see, one of the leaders, world-class player, very good player, Korobov from Russia, as white, and Smirin, I believe it's pronounced as black. Korobov's rated almost 2,700. Smirin is 2,650. Pretty good. It's going to be a King's Indian, so that's always fun. Korobov is white. Smirin is black. Let's get to it. We all know pretty much the King's Indian. Typical stuff. Bishop, queen, pawn, knight. I just played a Queen's Indian online on ICC and ended up with a backward center pawn. I ended up losing that game, but I don't know how I did that, but oh well. Castles. B5. Pawn takes, E5. Open it right up right away. Get things going here. Got my computer on off screen. It's about an even game. B4 to hit the knight. E takes. E takes. Now, according to the computer, that's the last book move. Bishop H6. Now, white isn't up a piece. Of course, he's got two pieces in pre. Pawn takes, F5. Okay. I'm not real thrilled about the passed A pawn for white. It's got about a half a point advantage on the computer, but black's setup is okay. I'm not sure where this pawn here is going to go. This one might end up backwards. We'll have to see. A4, might as well get it pushed. As Bruce Pandolfini used to say, passed pawns must be pushed. Knight F6. Bishop takes, king takes, A5. Here it comes. Is that scary? I don't know, is it? Bishop B6 just ignores it for now. It's not a real threat, but it can be very soon here. A6, it just keeps going. Knight E4, hitting the queen, giving him a tempo. Queen to C2. Bishop B3, hitting a queen again. Queen to C1. Bishop D5. Okay, he's guarding the queening square, and so is the rook, both rooks, and black's queen. Okay. Black's knight's in a pretty good spot on E4, but the computer shows almost a 1.5 advantage for white. Frankly, I don't think black's in that much trouble, but we're going to see how this works out. Of course, A7. Rook to B3. What to do, what to do? Should he queen? Should he not queen? Computer calls for C4. Chasing off the bishop. And he does. Bishop A8. Okay. Shows still almost a 1.5 advantage for white, but I mean, black's not in the worst shape in the world. He's not that good, but I don't think he's that bad either. Knight to D2. Rook to C3, hitting the queen. If black had taken after queen takes, C5, D takes, queen takes, rook F D1. Might be some problems here. The problem is, for black, is the pawn on A7 is on a dark square, and he's got a light squared bishop. How's he going to attack it with two pieces? He can't. Rook C3, queen comes up. Queen to G5. Finally gets the queen in the game. Knight to F3. Okay, what to do, what to do? Go back to E7, or go to E7, I would think. Would eventually hoping to push this pawn and maybe develop an attack on this pawn here. White's got a light squared bishop too, so he can't protect it with it. And I think this is where Smirin stumbles. He moves to queen F6, and the computer just jumps. It's almost a 3-point game. Rook comes over. At first it doesn't look that bad, but once you start going through it, it's bad. That rook's in a really bad spot. C5. D takes, bishop f1. Now the queen's got to babysit that rook. Where's it going to go? Queen can't come here to maybe go here and save the rook because of the knight. H5 for black, G5. He decides G5, and the computer gives him a question mark, which I was a little surprised on. Queen to B8, G4. Now you all see why he can't play rook takes, because pawn takes queen. I've got to honestly say this is a very, very strange position. 3.5 point advantage for white. But black presses on. Knight D5. Can't take the knight, of course, because of the queen. You still can't take the queen with the rook because of the promotion with the retake. So queen goes to H4. Decides he wants to maybe put some pressure on white. Maybe that'll distract him from his problems. Rook A2, just to guard the pawn. Queen goes back to E7. And it's just miserable for black here. Just miserable. Computer said the last hope for black was queen to G5. Well, that's not much of a hope, frankly. Rook to D7, hitting the queen. Queen has to move, putting another attacker on the end of the board for white, picking up a tempo there. Rook takes F7. That's a hell of a move. Hell of a move, and let's give you an idea why. After rook takes, king takes, queen takes the bishop. Now, technically, black is up the exchange, but we all know better. We all know this is lost. Computer likes queen takes C5, but that really sucks, because after queen to B8, it's over. So he goes rook to C1. Queen moves. What's going to stop the pawn? Rook to D7. He's going to try some nonsense here with, you'll see, queen to B2. Rook D to D1. What he's thinking about is rook takes, king takes, rook takes check. King goes on a little trip. Knight takes, king takes. Still can't stop the pawn. Queen can take. He queens, check, king, rook D2. That stops the checks. Knight to D3 for white. Black is just doomed. It's really a shame too, because I thought maybe he had a chance earlier to pull this off. But he let that A-pawn go down too far. I don't know, maybe it was just a miscalculation, I'm not sure. Knight to C3. White takes. Give you an idea if knight takes, queen. Give you an idea what's going to happen here, queen. Queen. It's over. After queen takes, rook takes instead. Knight takes, and that's the end of that. Smirin resigns. Korobov wins. Interesting one to give you an idea. After knight takes, queen, knight takes, queen A1 check, and he picks it up. And he's a full piece up after all of that. What's the point of contending? There's no way he can win this. There's no way he can draw this. So black threw in the towel. So big win for Korobov. He's playing very well. Napoleonacci also played this round, and he was in the lead prior to this round. We'll have to see how he does in the next game that I show. I believe he plays David Navarra, top player from the Czech Republic. Anyway, folks, that's an interesting game from the European Individual Chess Championship 2015 being played in Jerusalem. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I've gotten quite a few in the last few months. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And as I always say, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.